What is up, you beautiful people? Welcome to another video. Why am I so far away? You're asking the wrong question. The right question you should be asking is, how in the world am I going to manage to fit these Mickey Thompsons into these HRE 3-piece rims? Stick around and find out.
What are you guys doing?
How can I help?
Hey, hi, I'm looking to mount an 18-inch wide by 20 tire. Can you guys help me with that?
Sorry, don't have the machine to do it. That's too big.
Hey, good morning. I'm looking to mount an 18-inch wide tire. I don't know if you guys have the machine to be able to do that.
18 is the diameter?
No, a 18-inch wide. The diameter of the rims this is 20-inch, so 20 by 18.
Oh, okay. Wow, yeah, sorry, we can't help you with that.
Hey guys, so I apologize in advance. I'm using a different mic for this video. Reason being is my voice doesn't feel the best. I'm just coming back from invasion of West Palm Beach, and I was talking all day long, so my voice is just not there. So today we're going to be working with these massive Mickey Thompsons, and the goal is to find a place to actually mount it to the rim. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. This is a compilation of financial mistakes you should not do in your 20s. If you guys have been around for a while, you know exactly what happened to the M5. So first off, why do we need such massive tires? So these tires are for a prototype 4-seater mid-engine manual ultra cool thingy we're working on. I'm still figuring out the names. There's a lot of things in this project that we're just not sure yet, which is completely normal for a project like this that hasn't been done before. It's fully custom, the chassis is custom, so we have to figure out everything from the electrical wiring to powertrain to suspension kinematics, everything. But there's a lot up in the air. Right now it's being powered by a naturally aspirated, reliable LS engine, which any proper project car should. I mean, I'm still surprised to this very day by the reliability and the simplicity of this engine, and also how easy it is for you to find quality upgraded parts. We're thinking of keeping natural aspirated for now, but in the future we can explore the route of boosting once we figure out the chassis kinematics of the suspension, all of that. But this is not the first engine I'm working on. Of course, before that, I built the engine for the M5, and I'm really surprised of the completely different approach. I mean, the M5 is one of, if not the single most complicated engine there is. To work on another V8 and seeing how simple this is really mind-blowing to me. So yeah, a lot of things that we have to figure out, but one thing is certain, and that is that this car is going to be very tail happy. We're trying to achieve a good weight distribution, but I know the car is going to be tail happy because all the power and the torque is going to the rear wheels. So for example, this Miata here is a very fun car to drive. It is properly tuned, great suspension, an amazing V8 engine with the manual transmission, and even a car like this, naturally aspirated, of course. My brother's adding boost to it. Why? I don't know, don't ask me. But naturally aspirated V8 at the wrong gear, at the wrong RPM, I mean, you could definitely get into some serious trouble. So yeah, the last thing we want is to end up in the ditch somewhere. So at this point, we have two choices. Number one, we can figure out some sort of traction control system. We can develop some sort of, module to read the speed of the wheels, the output of the transmission, the engine RPM, accelerometers, grip sensors, blah, 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 all that fancy stuff. The smart, logical thing to do. Or maybe, just maybe, we can just throw some massive tires in there and just pray that it solves our problem. I mean, all jokes aside, a lot of the legendary cars from our parents' generation that are praised for being such engaging cars comes from the fact that they require all your attention Because if you're distracted for a split second, if you don't know what you're doing, it could be very, very bad. This is the reason why I love this car right here. It is a properly built Miata, great suspension, great feedback, but there's zero driving aids. So if you don't know what you're doing, you're done for. So there's a reason why I'm spending more money with this setup here. Is a 3-piece rim. It was a little bit more difficult to source a proper setup for HREs, because you see, the thing about HRE, they have a 42 bolt pattern or 42 hole pattern, where most of the other 3-piece rims, they just have 40 of them. Not really sure why HRE does 42 instead of just 40, but it took me a while to figure out. I ended up finding somebody on eBay. They told me, hey, look, we don't sell the 42 holes, but I do know somebody that does these 4 HREs that I can help you with. So it came down to me just sending him the money and just hope that I didn't just get scammed. But he came through and shipped the correct part, and we worked on assembling the rim right here in our garage. And the other reason why I'm spending more time and money with this setup here is because, you see, according to the renders, it makes the rear look much, much better, because the goal is to have a 4-seater prototype, and this car is a little bit wider than usual. So with the wider tires, it fits better, it looks better, it has a nice rear end. Versus if I had traditional skinnier tires, it just looks weird. So with the tires done, I will use this setup to finish the suspension and the chassis at this point. The hardest thing is not really the engineering, but if you're watching this video, you probably can relate. The hardest thing about stuff like this when you're working on these projects in your garage is sometimes actually finding the motivation. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta find that motivation to just push through and finish the project. But at this point, I'm at a point of no return, so might as well finish it. So I don't want to make this video way too long. I don't really know how this YouTube thing works, because I just want to show you guys, the wheel, which is, a lot of people say 80% of the beauty of a car comes down to the wheels. So we have to get the setup right. So on the next episode, my goal is to have the chassis all wrapped up, have this thing on its own weight, supporting its own weight. Then I can, kind of do more videos, explain more on what we're doing, how we're doing it. Because that's the weird thing. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't really know how this YouTube thing works. But it's weird because it's when you're working on your garage, you're just working on the floor, the heat, welding, and you have your welding setup, you have your welding suit. The last thing on your mind is, hey, how can I film this for a B-roll so I can make a video and all of this. But anywho, the small number of you guys watching and tuning in, I truly appreciate it, and now we'll keep you guys up to date.